Welcome back for the next session, children. Today we'll move on to session 5. In this session we are going to see exercise 3.2, the first sum with subdivisions 1 and 2. Now, in the last session we just saw what is A1, A2, B2, B1, C1 and C2 and how to take the ratios, and we also concluded that the ratios A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2 determine whether the equations have solutions or not. Continuing with that, we are given some problems. So especially the first sum, the first subdivision and second subdivision, you have to get the equations like what I taught you the other day, how to arrive at the equations for the situations, and we have to solve graphically to find the answers. Okay, so first let us see the first subdivision. It is 10 students of class 10 took part in a mathematical quiz. If the number of girls are 4 more than the number of boys, find the number of girls and boys who took part in the quiz. Here there are two categories. One is the number of boys and other is the number of girls. So in order to arrive at the equations, what is the clue? Which one, any one of these girls or boys you can take as X and the other one as Y. Okay, first. So I will write two columns here, boys, girls. Now let the boys be X number and let the girls be, let us take it as Y. Should we take as X? No. If the boys are X means the girls has to be Y. Okay. Now the clue here is the number of girls. Which is the number of girls? Y is the number of girls. Y is equal to 4 more than the number of boys. So X plus 4. So this is equation 1. Okay, once again I will repeat, the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys. Now the number of girls we have taken to be X and it is 4 more than that. Therefore, X plus 4 will give you the number Y. Are you understanding? Now you have to transpose the equation for quick solving. So what I can do, I can bring that X here, Y minus X is equal to 4, or I can again rearrange the terms and then write minus X plus Y is equal to 4. You remember one thing, children, for linear equations in two variables, we have to solve for two unknowns. In order to solve for two unknowns, we should get two equations. Now the good question has come from you. What about the second equation? How to get the second equation? The clues give you only the first equation. What about the second equation? Can anyone tell me? Have you found out what is the second equation? Once again, you just give a quick reading of the sum, you will get it automatically. Yes, that's very true. 10 students of the class 10. So that means 10 students only took part. So including the boys and the girls, we have got only 10 students who took part in the competition. So therefore, your second equation will be X plus Y is equal to 10. This is the equation. So as usual, you should assign some values and then you plot the graph. Like what we did in the last session, you have to plot the graph and solve it. Okay, I am giving it to you as homework. You should do it and bring it tomorrow. Now let us go to the second sum. 5 pencils and 7 pens together cost rupees 50. Whereas 7 pencils and 5 pens together cost rupees 46. Find the cost of one pencil and that of the pen also. Okay, that's what you have to find out. Now here as usual what you have to do, the pen, pencil, so we'll write pencil first and pen second. Let the cost of one pencil be X rupees, let the cost of one pen be Y rupees. You have to write like this. Okay. Now the first situation, 5 pencils and 7 pens. Therefore it is 5X, 7Y cost rupees 50. This is one equation. Are you understanding or not? Now the second equation is 7 pencils and 5 pens. So 7X plus 5Y together cost rupees 46. So you have got the two equations. So what have you to do now? You have to solve for x and y. How are we going to solve it? We are going to plot the graph of all these equations and let us see whether they are intersecting or not. The intersecting common value is the solution for x and y in these two equations. In the first situation, that gives the number of girls and boys. In the second situation, it is going to give the cost of pencils and pens. In the first sum, two situations were given and you have to arrive at the equations that we arrived at and we have to solve graphically to get the solutions. Okay, so that I have left it to you for homework. You just practice those two sums. Okay, then the answers we will discuss in the next session. Okay, now for the second sum we have got three subdivisions and in this what you have to do, you have to find the ratios a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2 and then we have to find out whether you are going to get intersecting lines, parallel lines or coincident lines. Okay, so that is what we have to do for the second sum. The first subdivision let us take. It is a1 by a2 is 5 by 7, b1 by b2 is minus 4 by 6 and c1 by c2 is 8 by 9. Now if you go through, can you say that all these ratios are equal? No, we can simplify this even after simplification. 5 by 7 is not equal to minus 2 by 3 is not equal to 8 by 9. Just because the equation ratios are different, they are not equal to one another. What kind of lines you will get? Yes, intersecting lines. Very good. That's correct answer. You can write here as intersecting lines. So that is your answer for this sum. Now let us take the second subdivision. Second subdivision, we know that a1 by a2 is 9 by 18, b1 by b2 is 3 by 6 and c1 by c2 is 12 by 24. So this is 1 by 2, this is 1 by 2 and this is also 1 by 2. 2 times 12 is 24, 2 times 3 is 6 and 2 times 9 is 18. All the three ratios are equal to half, half, half. Therefore, what do we get here? We are getting a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. That means what lines we will get? We will get coincident lines. Okay, so we can write coincident lines. Are you understanding? Let us move on to the third subdivision. Third subdivision, what is a1 by a2? It is 6 by 2. 6 by 2, b1 by b2 is minus 3 by minus 1, c1 by c2 is 10 by 9. If you look at these three ratios, this is 3, 1, 1. This is 3 and 1, so plus plus. So this is 10 by 9. That means we have got these two ratios are equal to 3. Whereas that is not equal to this ratio. 10 by 9. Therefore, what do you understand? A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 but not equal to C1 by 2. In that case, what kind of lines you will get? Yes, it is. Can anyone tell me the correct answer? Yes, they are parallel. That is, you get set of parallel lines. You have to finish like this. Now we'll move on to the third sum. It's got 5 subdivisions. Now in the third sum, we have to find out whether the equations are consistent or not consistent, or we can say that it is inconsistent. We have to find out. Again, the ratios a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2 are to be considered. Okay. For the first equation, if we take, we will get 3 by 2. And then here it is 2 by minus 3 and the third, this 5 and 7 have to be transposed. So we cannot write as it is, we have to write it as minus 5 by minus 7. So if you do so, we know that none of these ratios are equal to other ratio. They are all distinct. Therefore, we can say that A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2 is not equal to C by 2. Therefore, this equation is consistent. We can write like this. The equations are consistent. So, that is your first result. Now, moving on to the second, what happens? A1 by A2 is 2 by 4. B1 by B2 is minus 3 by minus 6. C1 by C2 is minus 8 by minus 9. So, in this case, what happened? 2 by 4 is half. Minus 3 by minus 6 is again half. But that is not equal to 8 by 9. These negatives will get cancelled. That means these two ratios are equal, but this is not equal. So, how do we conclude? A1 by B2 is equal to B1 by B2 is not equal to C1 by C2. Therefore, we get a set of parallel lines. For the equations, we will write they are inconsistent. The equations are inconsistent. We have to conclude like this. We have to conclude like this. Now, for the third equation you take, it is 3 by 2 of x plus 5 by 2 of y is equal to 7, and the second equation is 9x minus 10y equal to 14. So, how do we get the ratios? We will get 3 by 2 by 9, and here we will get 5 by 3 by minus 10, which is equal to or not equal to, we have to wait and see. This C and C1 and C2 coming to the other side gets the negative sign. You know that the 3, this is nothing but 3 by 18. 3 by 18 is 1 by 6. So, this is 5 by 3, 5 by minus 30. 5 by minus 30 is minus 1 by 6. And this is half. Therefore, what do we get here? Here we get finally, so these two, 1 by 6 is not equal to minus 1 by 6 is not equal to half. So, what happens? All the three ratios are different. We don't get equal ratios. Therefore, these solutions are unique. And these two represent a set of intersecting lines. Therefore, we get the equations are consistent. So, we will write here the equations are consistent. So, we can write here. Now, coming to the fourth A1 by A2 is 5 by minus 10, and then here it is minus 3 by 6. And now here minus 11 by minus 22. So, what happens? This becomes what? 1 by 2. This becomes 1 by 2. Whereas this minus 22 coming here will get a positive sign. So, we will get minus 1 by 2 is equal to minus 1 by 2 is again minus 1 by 2. All the three are same. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. What happens? We will get a set of coincident lines. Because of their coincidence, what happened? The equations have many solutions. So, just because they have many solutions, we can write this as consistent. So, this is your fourth sum. Coming to the fifth, what do you get here? We will get A1 by A2 as 4 by 3 by 2 becomes into 2. So, 4 by 6. So, this becomes what? 2 by 3. And now 8 by 12. 8 by 12. So, on simplification, this becomes what? 2 by 3. This is also 2 by 3. This is 2 4s are 8, 3 4s are. So, you get here 2 by 3 is equal to 2 by 3 is equal to 2 by 3. That means all the three ratios are same. So, just because they are same, we will get the solutions is, there are many solutions, that is infinite solutions, because the lines are coincident. If they are coincident, what happens? We get the equations to be consistent. So, we are concluding that they are consistent. This is how you have to finish the sum.